Yes, I'm sure I want to start streaming. Okay, we're streaming now, so beware.
Hey, stream.
Hasselhoff, behave yourself. There's actually a new Baywatch movie coming out, which is awesome. Yeah.
He's probably in it. He's probably in it.
Yeah, you heard about this, right, Okkie? The new Baywatch movie?
It's shit.
Really? You seen it already?
So we should be fair to Okkie and tell him that we are streaming right now.
Yeah, Okkie, we are streaming already. So, okay. So your Bluetooth really has good range after all.
It,
sort of.
It started breaking up at the fridge. So I brought all the beer in here.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna check how all the restreaming stuff, if it's working okay, set it up for scene set and stuff like that. You guys can keep talking, whatever you want to talk about. Just be aware that we are already streaming.
Did I lose your Hasselhoff now? No, it's...
That would be a
okay,
shame.
Never mind. It's still there.
It's still, don't worry, it's always there. It's looming in the corner, always, ready to attack. And you never know when you might strike.
All hail the Hoff.
I think I've had that thing for like 18 years now.
Wow.
It moved
What's the story
many
behind
houses.
it?
I bought it when I was with friends in like a bungalow park, and it was like decoration for the little store. They had a little like market dome with a little swimming pool and everything. And in the swimming pool store, they had him as the thing. And I just walked into the store with a buddy. He was like, "Can we buy a Hasselhoff?" And the girl was like, "Sure." So I paid $10 for it back in the day, which is about €5. And it's moved like every house I've ever been in. And it's falling apart, and it's discolored, and it's horrible.
Yeah, I remember being in your house in Amsterdam like 12 years ago when you already had it there. Was it in 2005? Yeah, so exactly 12 years ago.
Is that long ago? Yeah, damn. And it was the demo, what's it called again? The demo party? Demo zone?
Inertia demo party? Or in Demo Zone, yeah, we went to... We did like a whole small Demoscene tour around Europe, and then we ended up at Inertia at the end. But yeah, we started with Demo Zone, then we went to Assembly, then we came back for Evoke and the party in Switzerland, Wensley. So yeah, we went around.
And Assembly, they did everything, right? Yeah. I remember the football match for getting inside the scene event.
Scene event, yeah, that was same year as well.
Yeah, that was weird. That was good. That was a good party.
Man, I wish I went to those parties early 2000s and late 90s, and that would be fun. I would be 12 though, but it would be fun.
There were, like, I remember my first demo party was somewhere in Holland '95, and there were a lot of teenagers and really young people there actually. First demo party was somewhere in Holland '95, somewhere in Holland '95. Teenagers, 15-year-olds, there were a lot of teenagers. Sleep deprived.
Says you did.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little feedback going on the stream because I was setting it up on Facebook. And Facebook is different now. And it's really hard to hit the mute button. So I think we are streaming on Facebook. I'm not sure. I need to go check again. And that means we are also streaming on SceneSet already. Maybe I need to switch it to live. I think it's set live. Probably I should set it to secret first, which is useless because I can't see it. I'm just gonna go live. We should be live now on SceneSet. I hope. I think. Yeah, it says live right there. Okay, so now if I go to the SceneSet URL, let's see. Yep, seems to be working. Yeah, and we're also on Facebook. Okay, good. And all of you guys are still live, right? Because you all went very quiet.
We are, yes.
Okay, just checking.
That was very like, we are.
Yeah, I've been actually sick this whole week, so I'm starting to feel better now. Hence the good voice of intensification.
Your microphone is really good. Your microphone is really good, Wobble. So
thank you. It's a cheap one, so
really?
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. I think I need to get one of those. And a stand, obviously, so I can move it around and stuff.
The stand does a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly. But yeah.
By the way, PS, did you see that other demo that I threw in the Skype chat?
Yes, I added it to the list.
Because that is also very bad.
Which is important for us to watch.
I participate mostly in like that kind of stuff.
The best demos.
As I joined Pooh Brain, and then as they got better, I'm doing less and less music for them. So they have like better people doing music for them.
That's so sad.
That's fine. To be honest, I actually ruined one of their demos by finishing the music at the suck drunk, and it was so bad that I'm actually ashamed of it.
So you should do a final version and fix it.
No, we all want to forget it. It's like
we all want to forget it ever existed.
I ruined that demo. I personally destroyed like all the work that they put in.
Okay, I'm spamming the address so you can get more viewers.
Yeah. I'll be tweeting that.
I'll probably, I should do it on Twitter as well. Actually, on Twitter I never do that because it's already streaming on Twitter, so anyone who follows me already sees it immediately. So I never really announce it, but I guess I can spam it again.
We cannot see people's comment, or we have to connect to the stream also. I mean, in addition to watch together.
Yeah, you should check the on Twitch TV. You should open Twitch TV/PS Enough and just mute it, so you don't have like double sound.
Yeah, sure.
And then you can read the chat there.
I think I'm gonna if I do that, I think my laptop will just blow up. So somebody will have to like tell me if somebody says something on Twitch I should respond to.
Okay.
I'm all very worried about like I'm on a like 8-year-old MacBook that's just barely hanging on.
So far, Martin ZW said hello, and Metal Voids also said hello, and some.
That's me, by the way, the Martin one.
Okay.
Now we know your real name, Martin.
Martin is self-voting. That's what happened. So you're missing the greet from Metal Voids and random people on Twitter who just joined. Hello, random people on Twitter.
Hey.
Oh, we even have people horning.
Yeah, they really like you. They're honking their horns and everything. Yeah, we did.
Did you hear that car honk? Okay.
So stop having cars around you.
I wonder if it is my MacBook microphone, and then there might be commotion outside. I apologize. I live in Amsterdam. That's what happens.
So things are to talk about meanwhile. Well, two of you were at Evoke. Soundy was not at Evoke. So how did you guys feel about Evoke? Awesome party, awesome releases.
Yeah,
it totally was.
Yeah, it was your first Evoke, Wobble. So how was your first Evoke?
I mean, it was crazy because we did a live show and everything. On the first one. Yeah. Oh, I should get my I mean, it's more than I expected. It was definitely not the kind of vibe I was expecting, though. It was totally chill and everyone was super friendly, and open to talk, and I met a lot of great people basically. And
what other demo parties have you been to before?
So my first one was kindergarten in 2013. I was basically just the spectator then, and then I went to a couple gatherings, the gathering, and then
Mostly
Solskogen.
gamers right now, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there actually, but yeah, then Solskogen, Tursak, Revision, and now Evoke. So yeah,
Okay.
starting to get a few actually.
Yeah, no, Evoke has that like super duper socializing friendly vibe.
Yeah, totally.
And they don't know how that happened. It's just the vibe that it always has. And I've been talking to Steam about it, and he was like, I don't know what we do, but we do it really well. Like it works really well.
Exactly.
And it's always for me like one of my favorite parties for just having so many people there, but it's being so chill and just hanging out. And
I felt a bit the syndrome that we had on Revision and Breakpoint, where there are so many people that you want to talk with that you don't have time to talk with people, with everyone that you want to talk with, more than like 2 sentences. Hello, how are you doing? And that's pretty much it.
Exactly.
So,
I had that actually at Evoke a little bit this year because it was so busy. It was nearly 600 people. Even I was like, I bumped into Street Tough on Friday. I was like, oh yeah, I have to catch up. And then on Sunday morning, I was like, we never really like caught up. Like, like so much happened, and it's really because for me, Revision is overwhelming in how big it is and how many people are there that I really want to go like, oh, it's great to see you, and we really should chat, and you never have enough time.
Yeah.
And I always leave Revision feeling a little bit sad of like, it's either it's too short, but it's also long enough because I'm getting older, so it's definitely long enough. But it's always like it's so big, and it makes me a little bit sad sometimes. I'm like, oh shit, I wish I had more time.
Maid sends us a high five from Paris. Hello, Maid. Welcome to the live stream. I hope to have you as a guest at some point. I sent you an email, so please get back to me. It would be awesome to have you on the show. Metal Void says that he almost got no seat at Evoke. Yeah, we also had a problem with that with the Portuguese committee. We arrived and everything was taken. There was like a small zone reserved for Dark Light. And I'm like, maybe we can take that. And then I was discussing it with T101, but fortunately Triple X came with a couple more tables and we found a spot.
Yeah, it's getting crowded now because it's so many people. Like it's they have to think about extending seating indeed for next year.
Yeah, I was talking with Triple X about that, and he said, yeah, you know, I always get that people asking that, and then I walk around a little bit and people set up the pitch stand, they bring their refrigerator, their microwave, and they're taking up like 2 tables with all their house stuff. So he wasn't very annoyed about that, but yeah, he agreed that it's becoming an issue. Hello, no signal input. Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, let's see how next Evokes will be. We still have some space to put up a couple more tables and more seats.
Yeah.
So.
And location is great. Like I've been to a few Evoke locations, and this is by far like the best demo scene location because the Vulcanhalle was really nice because it was a really nice hall.
But it was expensive like hell.
Yeah, it was. I found that so interesting. I think it was Dirty from Moose Plateau posted like the Evoke 2007 video of like 10 years ago. And I was just watching it, and the only thing I was like, everybody was smoking in the hall. Like, oh yeah, back in the day where you could just smoke cigarettes in the hall. What a great time.
The crazy times. And they had
computers love that.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoke, that is.
Yeah, especially Scamp's computer keyboards. they really
There was
love
a meme. There was a meme before memes existed. His photo was on like all these kind of picture sites, like the Chive in like the early 2000s of like, oh, dirty keyboard. I remember it popping up on like a random internet forum going, isn't that Scamp's keyboard? I know that keyboard.
Now it's
But he quit
famous on the
smoking.
internet.
He's only
Really?
vaping now, I think. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Vape
it's
niche.
harder to destroy keyboards with your vapor.
With your face. That was always great at Breakpoint when that was in the old gym and you were not allowed to smoke in the hall. But because like Scamp himself smoked and some of the organizers, it was like the grandstand was like the area the organizers couldn't see. We just were blind to that area. If you were smoking there, then we couldn't see you. So you were not allowed to smoke downstairs or anywhere else, but if you went upstairs, it was fine. So it was always sending people up like, yeah, we can't see the upstairs. We're blind to the upstairs.
Hello, Dascon. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I remember the old Evoke things always had like a gig nearby. Now it's actually just outside, but it used to be like a club that you had to walk a few meters to reach. And there were some pretty cool drum and bass parties that happened there with
yeah, it was that
Demoscene
Mance
DJs.
and yeah, the guys from I think it was 2004. I think my first Evoke, and you were there as well, PS. That there was indeed a net label night in one of the clubs like next door, and it was the whole like Blacktron and all these guys and all the net label guys doing an insane club night.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
I'm not sure if that's
people there as
2004
well.
or 2005, but one of those years.
I think it might have been both that did it too, but and it was random Cologne people going there as well because it was just a good night out. It was really
Yep.
weird.
I remember one of the shows they even said, we never had people dancing so hard like in the middle of our club. Like, what did you guys do? You made everybody start dancing like crazy. Like, yeah,
We're high.
just a demo
High
scene
on
spirit.
love.
Hello, Etiquette. Hello, Lila. Welcome to the live stream. We're just killing some time. Still 20 minutes left until we start the show itself. Well, we're watching Adapt, which was the winner demo from Assembly this year.
Yeah, I love parts of it a lot, and some parts were like didn't click with me.
Yeah, some parts are really dirty, and other
Yeah,
ones
I like
look
this.
really good.
This zoomer is like really good, but there's some stuff I was like, I really want to like this, but it doesn't click. It's super duper demo scene though, like with the music and everything.
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, is there like any specific topic we should talk about beyond the normal interviews? Like something that you guys think is worth talking about? Like any news on the demo scene? Any upcoming events?
I think about I think newcomers, especially with Wobble on the show, it's like everybody's always saying like, oh, the demo scene is dead. It's dead. And nobody's interested in it. And even I find myself going like, just because of the internet, like there's so many places people can be creative. And there's a huge, I think, pretty big influx of new people actually the last few years doing really cool stuff. And especially Folk as well, I was really like hyped after the compos of like, the scene is super duper alive. Like there's so much stuff coming out and people really like bring their best, and especially in the size coding. I have the feeling that the size coding competitions are now getting it's where the battles are. Like the demo compos are there.
Totally.
And I find that very interesting. It's like new people coming in, going like, oh, I really like that small aspect that they're getting it into an executable, especially in this day and age of like 4K Blu-ray video and higher resolution. Hugeness is like appealing to have like, oh, let's get back to the basics of small and real time, or it's just like, let's make fun shit together. That might also be.
I felt like starting to do music for 4K synths again. Actually, I want to pick up Forklang and Noidus and see if I can make some decent sounds out of it. I got a bit inspired, so I have to find some time. Instead of doing MP3s, start doing patches for those.
And I think it's also because these synths getting really good and available, and it's actually like falling into its place of like being proper like where the size is not like, oh, this is a really good demo and it happens to be 64K or it happens to be 4K, but it's actually just like a really good showing of somebody's idea instead of back in the day. It was like,
and it's strange that we have such advanced synths for 4K, because like 10 years ago we had soft synths, but they were all for 64K. There was no way in hell you would do something for 4K. And nowadays the 4K is the new 64K.
And 64K is the new demo, and demo is the new wild, and wild is the new...
Everything is new!
something else, and 30 is the new 40, and 40 is the new 20.
I kind of like that though. That I think also that the level of excitement when you have all those groups actually competing at a party, it makes it more fun as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you have that, then that alone makes the demo scene live longer, right? So I think it's cool.
Yeah, there's been good competition going on lately as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it will last, like, because, you know, groups make some stuff and then they die off. But right now, like, it seems to be fueled for the 64K a lot, and the 4K, there have been people who've been doing excellent 4Ks repeatedly through the last 2-3 years. So, I mean, at some point, someone will have to, you know, take a breather and focus on real life a little bit.
I don't think it's been really that groups like have fallen apart that much in the last decade and a half. Some groups got a bit quieter, I guess, but
like Conspiracy got completely quiet. Farbrush also got pretty quiet. Fairlight stopped doing 64Ks. They only do the occasional demo now and again. So
yeah.
Will be cool to see resurrect of the 64K thing a little bit. And I blame Mercury for that. I mean, Mercury were really the guys who started making cool 64Ks again, that forced Conspiracy to get back into it, and now there's the Logicoma guys also doing 64K stuff.
Yeah.
So
and don't forget Poo Brain.
And Poo Brain, that's true.
Never forget Poo Brain.
Like, not like 4 years ago, coming on the scene in Unity, not really, like, feeling really bad about that as well. Like, oh, we're using Unity because we don't really know how to code, and then 4 years later, like, okay, we're gonna win, like, all the 64K compos.
Because we can.
Yeah, it's an insane... I liked how Triple X called them, like, the insane, like, breeding ground of new talent.
Yeah, it's true. Most of the new Dutch scene comes from Poo Brain.
Yeah, it's there. Like, the bus trip to Revision, they got, like, let's just get a big bus, and we filled it with, like, 50 people. And it was some, like, just, like, other Demoscene people were like, oh, great, like, a bus trip. But they got, like, a bunch of, like, friends to come along. They actually got a demo party, and, like, a bunch of them are already folk now as well. And they get them all hyped up and interested to make stuff, so that's really cool.
Yeah. New people indeed.
Yeah, I think there's pretty big influx of, like, new people coming in. And also kind of like pissing off the older people sometimes, not caring about conventions that were made up years ago. Going like, I don't care. I'll thump up my own demo on Poet. I don't give a shit.
I'll do 4 demos about horses in a row.
Hey!
Because I can!
These are very important to us. I'm very happy to report that our website will soon actually be online, which is actually www.poobrain.horse.
How will you manage the member list though? That's going to be pretty hard.
I don't know who's going to do it. I'm not. But
you should do like a wiki so you can edit your own name in.
You know, you have to earn being a Poo Brain member. You have to at least do something. We had somebody, I think somebody at Revision was like, can I join? Like, yeah, you have to make an entry, and then if you make an entry, you're a member.
We have standards. Members need to be active.
So it's a mafia.
Not many.
Not many, but we do.
You have to pay $50 to me, and then you're a member. Oh, I love this demo, by the way. The Bite Rapist demo. That's like
It's all
super
summer
duper when
demo.
when
My
I joined the
summer-
demo scene in like the mid
my
90s.
summer demo.
Exactly that feeling.
Yep. My summer demo. Yeah, it's so 90s.
Is this a pun on my summer car
Yeah,
or
I
whatever?
believe it is.
Yeah, okay.
Because they can.
Because they can, of course. Yeah.
Because my summer car was also Finnish, so you know it has a whole
yeah.
legacy.
It's a game where you can literally go to the sauna and drink beer. It doesn't
Yeah.
get finished in that game. It's great.
I swear, I checked some videos of that game, and I still don't understand why people want to play it. But it's really like overwhelmingly positive on Steam, which is totally
It's
insane.
basically- It's Finnish summer life simulator. It's like that's literally what it is.
It's like
Rural
you're playing
Finland.
GTA, but you only get to fix your car and drink beer
And go to the sauna.
That's all you
yell at your
do.
boss. Yeah, let your boss over the phone. I think you can also do that.
I think I need to play this game.
It's,
It's great.
it's important.
It's like fixing up a piece of shit car in summer and then driving it to the fields. Oh, and this is the winner scene. When this came on, everybody knew that demo was going to win.
Leisure Suit Larry with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but it's like it's referencey and gimmicky, but it's like done properly and not overstaying.
Moonwalking.
And just incredible bump mapping. That like
Yeah, I remember this bump mapping effects from the 90s.
This is like, incredibly well done. And it's absolutely that vibe of the 1995 PC demo.
When the demos were good.
Back when PCs were made of wood and men were men. And
And we only had 2 megabytes of RAM, and it was great.
We had 2 megabytes of RAM uphill every day.
There we go.
Yeah, the music
Oh,
on
I
this one is
noticed.
way loud.
Yeah. It's also super duper 94. I had like Hax Appeal flashbacks from the song.
It's a really good one, actually.
Yeah.
Daskon is asking if you muted Soundy. No, he's just being civilized and not talking much. He will speak eventually, don't worry. We will pull sound out of him.
Listening to this beautiful music.
Yeah. I was
Beautiful
talking with
and
Trevor,
loud.
actually. I was
on.
talking with Trevor regarding this, telling him that after I watched this, I'm officially a fangirl of Pooh Brain now.
Very good. Yeah, no, I felt like a proud father when I was on Evoke. Like, oh, they grow up so fast.
Just
This
the other day
scene
they
is
were
so
just doing
visually
cubes, and now they do all scenes.
only a few years ago, they were like this group of very like colorful kids dancing to horrible music, and look where they are now. But they still dance to like horrible music, like they didn't change. I don't really understand how these doors work though.
They only open for the masters.
Right.
I like the lighting on this scene, on this ribbon
Yeah.
thing.
And I like that you can see Glow from Ink has been like working with Trevor and like the group like for a while now. You can see his self brushing off on what they do a lot.
Yeah.
His bringing of like the ink skills, but it's a really good mix. I just love that tune. It's so corny.
It has a little chiptune flavor in it somewhere.
Yeah, it's a little chiptune, a little like that 90s leading melody and.
Oh, Spike Ball. I don't even remember this scene from the party.
You were that like wasted. We all were.
I was up at the commentator scene because I was doing the Twitch cover stuff, so I was mostly looking up and down and sideways and checking stuff. I didn't see like half of the demos. Whenever I had it open, it was like OBS with 2 screens in front of me, like it's one for each eye, and I have delay of like 5 seconds, so it's really hard to, you know, get the full experience out of it. But it was really cool experience to commentate as well, and we had a lot of viewers up. We had like 1,000 viewers at some point.
Yeah.
So it's really, I think it's important work that we explain a little bit of the culture and stuff like that. Whenever people ask, you know, what the hell is this that you're playing now? And you have to explain, yeah, this is a demo by Pooh Brain. They like horses.
What a horrible name it is. Like, oh, if they could only pick like a cool name like Conspiracy or Logicoma.
Yeah, no, they had to pick Pooh
Mercury.
Hello, Val Sermistat. Welcome to the stream. Still killing time. We have 5 more minutes until the show actually starts. So if you guys need to get a beer or go take a leak, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Otherwise, you will have to piss your pants.
I might run out if it gets like I haven't drinking enough yet to go pee. Saving it up for that like proper.
Yeah, for the middle of the show, like, okay, now we have our guest Okkie. Sorry guys, I have to go take a leak. David Hasselhoff will take over from here on.
He will give some comments about demos. He'd love it. The Hoff would love it.
That would be great, actually, if we had David Hasselhoff talk about demos. That would be so awesome.
David Hasselhoff, like, at Revision, performing, and then...
Yeah.
He'd love it.
I mean, he did the soundtrack for that Fury. What was the name? It wasn't Fatal Fury. It was Kung Fury. Yeah, and that was awesome. I mean, everyone from the demo scene loves Kung Fury. It's so tacky and horrible that everyone loves it. So,
I guess that was more actually Mitch Murder doing the music for that, and then they got Hasselhoff to sing over it. But that music is like peak '80s.
Yeah.
Soundtrack.
Very '80s. And it did soundtrack for something new as well. I'm not remembering what it is. It's not the new Baywatch.
Oh, he did oh, what was
something
that again?
also 80s related, I think.
Hmm?
Something also 80s related, I think.
Yeah. What did you do a video for? Oh, Hoff.
I don't remember anymore. He's still active, that's what's important.
No longer gives a shit.
No one can kill the Hoff.
Except alcohol.
Yeah. And bad burgers in the morning.
I think he redeemed himself after that quite a bit.
Mm. Yeah, he got a divorce and got a new girlfriend. That's how you solve that problem. No more videos of him with his 2 kids. No, of him completely drunk and his kids trying to feed him a hamburger. No more videos of that.
Just laugh. I saw him live once at this like 80s, 90s party in Germany. With like, where also like Samantha Fox and Rick Ashley were performing. It was a weird show. But Hoff was great live. He was like, like having so much fun doing all those 80s songs and the crowd loving it. That man is a life.
Bum, ba bum, ba ba bum.
Rick Ashley, on the other hand, was like a bitter person.
No, I've
like,
I've seen videos and he seemed okay. Like he played all the songs and stuff.
He does, but yeah, he had a 15-minute slot. Like all the artists had like 15 minutes to play at this concert. And when he came on, it was quite late in the evening. And he came on, and everybody was like, it was like, no. And then they said, play another song first. And then he started another song that sounded like it. He was like, no, it's not it. I was really annoyed to get to Never Gonna Give You Up.
I'm never gonna roll around.
So no signal input is saying that Rick Astley played recently with Foo Fighters.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yes, he did. That was great, yeah.
That was so cool.
You might have embraced it now, and he's just like, fuck it, let's play it with Foo Fighters. That is cool, though.
I'm part of the new generation.
He could be, though.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind.
Okay, I think it's time we start the show. Ending with this little Atari ST demo. Or the pre-show is ending with this Atari ST demo. Okay, yeah, right on time. Right on cue.
I'll save it up.
Do. Okay, so welcome everyone to Mystery Demoscene Theater 9000. Today is Season 2, Episode 8. We have with us 3 guests as usual. We have, starting from the left, I'm your host PS, by the way, if you don't know. Then we have Okkie Asalov from Limp Ninja and Trepan and shitloads of other groups. Poo Brain apparently as well.
Accession, Poo Brain.
You're in Accession as well, okay. Of course, everyone's... I'm not in Accession, I don't know why. No one invited me yet. I feel so left out.
You have to talk to DDT when he's drunk. Then you're in Accession.
I guess. That's what's missing. I need to catch him next time. Then next to him is Wobble of Logicoma. Are you in any other group, Wobble?
Nope.
Only Logicoma. Can you show us your tattoo?
Yeah. Oh.
I know you are scarred for life with the Logicoma, yeah. So he's branded. He's branded a Logicoma member for life. So that's awesome. That's not gonna wash out.
We'll see about that.
Maybe with some lasers and stuff.
No.
I mean, it's an easy enough drawing to cover up if you really get tired of it.
Yeah, you can easily turn it into a swastika later, like.
Then, last but not least, we have Soundy from. I always start saying your group name, and I always say Dream Dealers, but it's not Dream Dealers, it's Deadliners. Deadliners.
Great, actually, but it's Deadliners. Yes, no, it's not Dream Dealers.
And what other groups are you in, or were a member of at some point?
Oh, I was a member of MCS on the Atari ST and NGC on Amiga, but man, it was more than 20 years ago. So,
long time ago, when we were young and naive. So who wants to go first?
When I had beautiful hair like yours.
You had long hair before?
Yeah.
You're a metalhead, I guess. You like metal?
Not even. Yes, I do like metal, but it was not because of metal. But that's another story.
Okay. So who wants to go first today? Now you guys can battle for who wants to be interviewed first. Silence.
And silence filled the room.
Okay, I guess that means...
Because
left, right.
Okay, I guess I will start with Okkie then. Okkie, tell us, how did you join the demo scene? I know you watched this demo, which I'm gonna start playing now. It's called Panic by Future Crew, and you were hooked.
I joined it. It was funny because I heard about it, and I'm from a very small town in the Netherlands called Zevenaar. and I had friends that were demoing with computers, but I didn't really know what was going on. And then I went to my cousin, to my uncle and aunt, and my cousin had a new computer, and I just had a new computer, so I went to copy games. And then I found a floppy disk, and it said VGA Sound Blaster Demonstration. So I put it in, and it was Panic. It was Panic by Fujikuru, and I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, this is what I want to do. Because it was just like, what the hell is happening? This is amazing. So that sparked it. I went back to Safe Night, and it turned out that all my friends there were actually also just starting in the demo scene. There were like 3 active demo groups, and some like Havok is also from Zevenaar, and TPOLM from Raw Format, and all these guys were hanging out, making shit. So I just fell in that bed of like demo scene creativity, and it was amazing.
So what was your first demo group?
I joined with, I had like a few, as you're like a teenager in the 90s. The first group was with a friend. It was called Digital Orgasms, and luckily we never made anything. It was all horrible. Shameful. And then we renamed it to Majestic, and we made a few demos, but it was also not very good.
Okay.
And then I went from group to group at that point, but that was the start, basically.
Okay, I have another demo. Before we start showing your demos, I have another demo which you say it's like the best demo ever, or the best non-demo made with demo material ever. Can you tell us a little bit about
this? This is Panic, and then I think one, like it probably was Garguy who showed it to me, is that this is an like official music video from 1994 from an Hungarian Eurodance band called Soho Party. And as you can see, they shamefully stole the visuals from something.
It even says Panic.
It's like really, it's great. It's like really leave it on for another because it's like super duper shameful. And I'm the guy with the hat. That's me. Like. Oh. This is incredible.
It's pretty awesome.
Should invite these guys to a demo party.
Yeah, and have them play live.
Have them play live, yeah, you already got the visuals.
And also, I really like that the guy with the hat, he's only playing air trumpet and standing in the background. That's all he does.
That's what all people do in Euro dance videos. What else can you possibly do?
But
okay,
yeah,
so
and even Fujikuru is coming by, like, secretly.
So you watch this, and this is the best thing ever.
I saw this and I was like, I want to do this. I actually wanted to be like Dance with Girls, but then that settles for Demoscene.
Okay, let's go into your demo. So you were saying that the first demo you did, actually, the first one I have listed here is Chop by Trepan.
This is when I joined the band. This was back in 1996, when there was one musical style very popular in the Netherlands. And I'm Method. Method was my nickname back then. And I had just joined, and I didn't really do a lot for this demo, except supply the people that made it with narcotics. So this is 64K released at X96, and it trepanated your windows. What it did, it was like it would rename your win.com to something else, and then generate a new win.com that would only put out like your Windows has been trepanated. And people hated it, and we were actually like in virus scanners going like, this is a bad program. Because we were shits. Like, it was 96 and we were shits. And, but it's actually like, it's a pretty fun 64K, and made by Trepan, but it actually has some people behind it that were also known in other groups, and were actually quite famous at the time. I will spare their identities, but they were pretty famous Dutch sceners.
So these were the golden years.
All the messaging is all like Gabber is awesome and everything else sucks.
So did you guys already in Holland use all the colors possible? Because it's very common that the Dutch color scheme comes from Holland, because it's Dutch. I can
tell you that the guy that invented all the colors was maybe involved in this as well. Like, he might have been. As you can see here already, it shows a little bit what might come in the future.
Okay, let's watch another demo. So next up we have Fantasy by Trinity. So what can you tell us about this demo?
This is probably the first serious demo. I worked with Trinity. Plaque coded this when he was like, I think he was 15 at the time when he made this. And it's 100% assembly coded. I did the music for it, and Magic Boy of Superstation did the graphics. or Magic Boy was like a machine of content. So he just gave us a bunch of content. Like I have so much here, I have a bunch. So all the images over him, and then I think Avalanche supported it as well. We participated in Takeover 99, I think, with this, and got like 8. It was a pretty good demo compos. We were really happy about it. But this was the first time that I had my name like really big on the screen and sitting at the compos going like, oh, so cool. I worked on this. Like, oh, this is me. This was me back then. It was called drum and bass. The music is not drum and bass, but yeah, Method is not very.
It sounds a lot more serious than okkie.
Yeah, that was when you would go to like, what's a cool word? That's my nickname. And Method Man might have played a part in that. This was cool, yeah, and this is mostly like Plaque just like figuring out how to code a demo.
Some nice effects.
Yeah, it's yeah, especially for like a 15-year-old in assembly.
Yeah. And this is already high color, right? This is not 256. Yeah. It's already 16 bits per color or something.
Yeah, I think.
Or 32.
Because I think it's still a DOS demo. It might have been a Windows demo. I'm not sure. It's all in that weird period when it was like, oh, is it DOS? Is it Windows? It's the late 90s. Everybody's confused. Let's watch Friends. Like it was that time. Oh, look at the grids to all these dad groups. Oh, Dutch Demoscene.
You really see all the colors here.
Yeah, this is also like, it was a thing in the Netherlands, like having a lot of colors.
Look at that, like you're tripping on acid. Like, what the fuck?
Black is a protege of like the TBL guys. But yeah, it was really fun doing this. And my first like serious demo, and like it's an actual, as I was thinking, like an actual demo. I had to give a shout out to Sweeks though, because it was with him making Rectum Coda and L demos that were like fun demos, not very serious under fake names, but those were really cool as well.
Rectum Coda was a very important group. I remember they also had a Norwegian division, they were
Norwegian. They were a Norwegian demo group, and I asked them if we could beat a Dutch division. They were like, "Fuck, sure." Whatever. So we did demos for them as well, and that was all like a bit jokey style demos.
Okay, next up we have Pip 12.
This translates to the
apparently doesn't work. Hold on, this video has a problem.
It's blocked in my country.
Oh, this video cannot be played because it has contact from SME. So okay, so
it works here.
It's copyright.
Yeah,
it's copyright blocked.
It contains a lot of footage from a Dutch reality show. Never mind, it's a long story.
Okay, so we're gonna skip directly to The Robot by Limp Ninja.
This is the Ninja group that is very famous for doing demos on the original Xbox. This was made for TUM 2003, I think, or 3, I think, 2003. And the guys from Limp Ninja basically figuring out the Xbox. And they didn't really have artists, so it's just a bunch of coders, and I did the music, and we just got a bunch of models and just messed them up. And then
made a robot out of that.
A head bobbing robot. But mostly what was really fun was watching Mnemonics and Avuzel, who made this, making this at TUM, and they were both so sarcastically fed up with everything, that everything they made was like, oh, this is great. Let's just put this in. I think Avuzel made this running animation, and he was just, we were looking at it, it was like, what the fuck it? Like, just put him in a really long hallway. He's coming for you, the robot is coming for you. But it was on Xbox, and it was pretty cool to work on the original Xbox. It was the first console that we could break open quite easily, so yeah, that was a good time making the first Limp Ninja stuff, before it got really vague and really weird. Mm-hmm. This was more like the programmer Xbox demos.
The robot is coming.
The fish are not aware. It was also like we had to finish the demo and we had this fish scene. It's like, how can we fit this scene in the demo? It's like, fish are not aware. Fish are not aware. The robot is coming. Narrative. That's how you do it.
It makes complete sense.
There's not a lot happening in this demo, but it was a good time.
Next up, we have another awesome demo. This is Fuck Off 9007 by Boozaholics.
I got asked by Slimmy to do music for this. I think there were 3 people working on this music. And when we converted it, it sounded like shit. Like, this is not how it's meant to sound. We were looking at it like, this is perfect. Just leave it like this. This is what it needs to be.
Bruce is on Twitch saying that he apologizes for having cut the best part of the song on the robot demo, okkie.
Oh yeah, that's good. Ah, that's sweet. That end part. Yeah, this music was way more profound when we made it.
Did it have like a bug where it had noisy samples in some places?
Yeah,
or?
no, I think I did something wrong and it just converted to like that.
Which is perfect for an Amiga demo.
It fitted the aesthetic, as you can see.
What the fuck?
I don't even remember this being in it. I'm very like troubled. This is very.
I think this is the first demo that I've seen with the old ladies in it. So thank you for that.
There was way more to that music than you're hearing. There was all kind of gimmicks in there that also like were destroyed. I don't even remember what we did, but it became this. It became beautiful.
C is for Mr. T.
There he is.
Hello, welcome to the live stream. You're just in time to watch Mr. T open and close his mouth without speaking.
Yeah, there was more. I think there was more to this. I really can't remember. I think it was.
He should be
Breakpoint.
shaking his arm like in Saint. Then it would be awesome.
I guess this was Breakpoint 2006 or 7, I think, and there were ideas, but it became this. This is what happens at demo parties.
When you run out of time. This is okay. I have no words to describe how awesome this is. Anyways, next we have Farbrush by Limp Ninja, also for the Xbox.
So this is it's called Farbrush for a reason, and released at Coolest MFX 20-year anniversary party or whatever it was in there was a guy Dead Meat's house was his name, and Kevy promised at one point that he would make a Farbrush demo called Limp Ninja. And he never did.
Oh.
Also,
KB breaks his promises.
Also, I think, if I remember correctly, that this was supposed to not look like this, but something broke, and then we just went with it. It's a very Limp Ninja way of making demos, is that usually something breaks and we just use that.
He uses a lot of colors.
Yeah.
Hello Black, welcome to the stream.
It's really vaporwave, kind of.
Before that was even a thing.
Yeah.
And the music samples like some weird old like radio play. And it just goes, and this is the only capture available, and it just all goes, like it's better in real time because it all goes to shit in compression at this point.
Yeah, the encoder really fucks it up. Yeah, I actually like this. Jai is saying that it's more colors than I use. That's true. I need to learn, take some lessons from Limp Ninja and use colors like this.
It's basically it's a Dutch trick, and most Demosceners hate it. But the trick is use all the colors, just all of them.
Yeah,
all of them at the same time.
Very Dutch color scheme indeed.
But I'm still like very happy with this demo because it's just one big, colorful, messy shitstorm.
You should have had less mess on the Amiga.
I'm happy that you start with me because you can get all the shit out of the way before you start to be serious. So after it's like, this was okkie with like the kid hour. Now we're gonna talk about serious stuff. No, we always had a lot of fun with Limp Ninja getting shit together, and that team was like it's a very sarcastic team of people making really, really cool shit together. And for me, that is what Demoscene always has been. This is having a lot of fun with your friends and making shit and just laugh a lot about what you're making. Going like, holy shit, this is terrible. Let's make it even worse.
I like that philosophy. I actually like this demo. I think it's actually pretty good. I hadn't watched it before today. I didn't know it. Or if I did, I had forgotten all about it. But it looks pretty cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's the frantic visuals. Admin and Voezel, Voezel are always very good at that stuff. Oh shit, I dropped real names like I'm uncovering Banksy by accident. I said his real name. Shit, I'm sorry.
Hello, Coxox Classic. Welcome to the live stream. Super Plank is saying that it looks a little like a 200% coders release. It does indeed. I remember 200% coders, and they were all. The colors would overdrive.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same aesthetic as this was.
Okay, let's see what next we have. Okay, now we have a more serious release. This is Mega Galactic by Schengen All Stars.
Oh yeah, yeah. This was fun to do. This was a pretty ambitious project, actually. Revision organizers, and then a lot of people together. The Nuance guys, pro coding.
So, okkie, tell us a little bit. How did you end up being the host of Revision?
Well, I was the host of Breakpoint for a few years. I was a scam at one point asked me to host Breakpoint, and I was like, "You've never been on a stage? Like, I'm very scared just being on a stage, but sure, why not? Let's try it." And it was a really good time. Being able to hype the crowd and being able to open the party and kind of being the spokesperson for the party. So I kept doing it. And then when Breakpoint ended, Revision was like, "Yeah, do you want to keep doing it?" I was like, "Sure." So yeah, it has been a really good time. I've been the last few years been trying to step back a little bit because I've been that guy on the stage for a really long time now.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
At one point people get sick of seeing that same guy. He's always there with his beer, mumbling nonsense to the crowd.
They used your cardboard instead, and then it's no longer you.
That cardboard, that whole story. That's a good story, by the way. Is how I couldn't make Revision last year. So Pooh Bear was like, "We'll make a cardboard okkie and bring it to Revision." So they did, but it was delivered the Tuesday after Revision. So they brought it this year, and I was there, and it was very confusing.
Oh, there's
really cool.
There's someone in the chat asking who's the strange man behind you. That's Okkie's father, David Hasselhoff.
This is my father.
His head is cut off on the stream, actually.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah.
This is only watching David Hasselhoff's crotch. I apologize. He's very flimsy. He'll fall down like if I touch him. That's not unlike the real David Hasselhoff. But
yeah. So you've been a host of Revision for this last year, so now you're thinking of stepping down. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think like it's a lot of work. Being like you have to be on stage a lot, and actually then after you keep running up and down to the stage. So like a little bit less. I felt like maybe like somebody else can also be on the stage. So I got Mokkie involved, who was a really great guy to work with and a really good second host. And as I always say, like he's the serious one and I'm the fun one. Like that's how that dynamic is. Sorry, Mokkie, you're also really fun.
What's funny about that is that Mokkie and okkie sound very similar when you say them fast. So it's really hard to distinguish between you both.
That's completely by accident, but made it work better, I will say.
So it's like a joke duo kind of thing. No, Mokkie and okkie.
Mokkie and okkie. But he's a really dedicated guy, and he's really serious. You know, I'm absolutely unorganized at the party, and then I get drunk and I miss my spot, and he's like really dedicated. So he kind of keeps me sane as well. So I kind of want to do for a bit more of a split of like who is responsible for what. But I really want to be on stage next year if possible for the bigger compos, for the hyping the crowd up for a compo. It's just awesome to just be on stage and go like, "Amiga, are you ready? This is gonna be awesome."
Amiga's gonna kill you all. Next demo up, we have the Pimp Brigade and Ink doing Accessionation, or I guess Accessionation attempt because it kind of failed.
Well, there was a competition. They won. But the art demo is like really good as well. And this was like a follow-up of the Pimp Brigade demos from the early 2000s, which were all disco house. So I had this song, I made this in Fast Tracker like in the early 2000s, and it was like a 25 megabyte exam with samples and crap, and it was actually, yeah, not very good setup. And then Punctured actually did surgery on it and made it this song, and he did fucking magic. He mastered it and he made sure that everything sounded good, and I was like, holy shit, is this my song? So, shout out to Punctured for actually like unfucking that mess of an exam.
Black is saying
Sounds
that
good,
the trash talk was better, the soundtrack was better, the voting was just wrong. So that's how they lost the challenge against Excess. It's name voting. That's what it is. People name vote for Excess all the time.
I was very happy to see this in the end when it came out, because it's a super duper Pimpregate demo. Like, it's that black vibe, disco demo. So yeah, it was cool stuff to work on this, and I was very happy that the song in the end got used, because this was on the shelf for years.
Yeah, and the effects look really cool. I really like the style on this demo when it originally came out. It's still good nowadays.
And on the left, as you can see, always the shout out to Toy Pusher. Because Toy Pusher is an incredible demo.
Yeah.
Incredible soundtrack.
Made entirely by Thorsten, if I remember.
It was created the music, I think. But yeah, I think that music inspired me to make this kind of disco house. So there's like, it's a big homage basically to them.
Hello, Foxel, welcome to the stream. Black is saying that it was awesome to work with you, Okkie, and Chloe. And Shift.
Yeah, it's always fun to make disco. Like sampling old loops and then make disco house. It's always a good time. But yeah, massive shout out to Punctured. I remember Plaque accidentally uploading, or like he uploaded the XM to Poet as a soundtrack. Like, oh god, please take that down. Like, I don't want people to see what the heck I am. Yeah, good times. But yeah, that XS demo was really good as well. It was a good battle. And I think
Alchema is asking, where's the lobster? Yeah, no lobsters this time.
No lobsters.
Sadly enough. Maybe that's why you lost,
also,
you know? No lobsters.
Also the music, the song wasn't done, so it ends kind of abruptly. Never really finished that back. Is there more? Because I'm very terrified now.
Yeah, now we come to the poo brain stuff. So
yeah,
this one is called Particle.
This was the first, because the name came absolutely first. That's Particle, and part is the Dutch word for horse, so Particle, which is what these are. And this was an outline, and we had already missed the deadline for the demo compo. I was like, fuck it, let's just make a demo.
And put horses in it.
Yeah. So we built this on in one day, and I made the song. And I remember playing the song to Ulche, and it was like, how long is it? It's like, it's 2.5 minutes. It's like, it feels like 10 minutes. Like, it's just, holy shit! It doesn't ever end.
And this follows the Dutch color scheme tradition of using all the colors possible.
And this is absolutely. This all started because Perke had made a horse model and rigged it, and it was like a very serious model. You could use it for your horse animations. So this demo was basically, let's destroy it. So here you go, this is practically destroyed it. And I can tell you, all of this animation work was done by people that work in the video game industry as animators. Taking this poor horse and just absolutely ruining it.
Jai is asking, but why? Because you can.
The question is, we had time and bear, and it just and again, for me the Demoscene is like seeing all these animations come in, just belly laughing, going like, what is happening? Why is this happening? Can somebody make?
Why is he vomiting a rainbow?
Well, the other one is still butt walking out of the scene. Like, it's all, yeah.
Okay, so that was the best demo with the horse ever, and you were not happy, so you decided to make more demos with horses.
We had the Zip Hat parody the year before, and then the last one in the trilogy was the Star Wars, Because that's still in Dutch. It's all puns.
Star Wars.
I think we had the whole intro, like, this whole thing is written by Eat, Drink, Fuck when he was drunk. So,
Injected
yeah.
with horse DNA and acid. A terrorist has declared war in E-Work system, throwing both the Epsilon Eridani toilet wormhole and the central power hub of the Orca area beyond the Perseus Veil into chaos. Capitalizing on the chaos caused by the power vacuum left by the demise of Keulers, the evil empire gallops into power. Only a single power can stop them, and that power is the power of Gabber.
The power of Gabber.
This is actually a lot of fun to make. A lot of people from Boomerang worked on this. And again, with that same fucking horse model that we have.
Here we go, the planet where everything started. We have the sand dunes. And the horses.
This is literally, I think this literally copies the, like, last Star Wars movie, Star Wars 7 opening trailer scene.
Did you guys got any DMCA takedown notices for this demo?
No! No, and people look at it and go like, no, this is a league of its own. we don't care. But that's the horse-hatted shaped Death Star.
Plek is asking if Sup Maker got shown. Yeah, unfortunately, no.
No, because it was DMC. I tried, but DMC takedowns everywhere because of the goddamn Star Maker content. It's a good demo, look it up.
Yeah, please everyone, go check Sup Maker.
There was supposed to have ad-libs, but that never happened.
Here comes the Gabber.
And here's where I come in.
Don. But I mean, how the hell did you come up with this storyline?
I don't know who was writing this. I think Ixion did a lot of the modeling and the boards. Oni probably. Dante Smearcase was very involved with the camera cuts. It's all about the story going to the horse star.
Horse star. You're going up his nose.
This is all directed by Dante Smearcase doing like cameras for like a good space battle on Gabber. It all makes sense in.
There we go. There's the air horn.
This is either the best thing ever or the worst one. I can tell.
It's Boomerang has a little bit the thing that Lin Ninja always had, like you never know what you're gonna get. We're getting a bit worried after all the 64Ks. People think that Boomerang is very serious, so we should make something like this again soon.
Yeah, you should make more demos clearly. Of this high quality.
Quality.
So okay, what do you do like for money? Do you do music?
I do new movie soundtracks. You should actually wait a little bit now. Don't click this away yet, because there's also a Star Wars Cantina coming in.
MC Optimal, PK Barrand, and Orsi Sanford. Mayor Hamill.
The puns, man, the puns.
And the greetings come in the that's a great idea. Okay, if anyone has any questions for Okkie, this is the perfect time to ask them. He's available to answer all your questions about horses, about not horses, about why Gabber is so important. Why is Gabber so important in your life, Okkie?
It's the music of the soul. Like it's the electronic equivalent to not giving a fuck. Very loudly. And it's beautiful. You can do anything you want with a Gabber bass drum.
Jay is asking why horses.
Yeah, it's Pooh Brain and horses are. It's the Pooh Brain horse from Adventure Time. I think that's where it came from. Horses have played a very big role in the Pooh Brain lore at this point.
There's also a question of what are your shoe size?
I'm a US 9.5. Sometimes a 9, which is good for samples.
Okay, let's move on to our next guest, and our next guest is Wobble of Logicoma. So Wobble, I heard you started working stuff on the demo scene because you watched this demo, new by Alex.
Yeah. Well, no demo got me directly into the demo scene. I used to be a gamer and went to the gathering in Norway as a gamer, and then all of a sudden, sometime during maybe
you saw demos.
2000. Yeah, I saw demos, of course, and I wondered what they were, and I didn't know until like 2012 or sometime like that, when I met this friendly guy at the gathering who didn't know Norwegian, so I sat next to him and talked English with him. This is of course Ferris, Jake, and yeah, we became friends. He took me to kindergarten, 2013. That was my first party, and yeah, I did a music thing for that. Got to know some people. Not a lot though, but yeah, some.
Did you already produce music at this point? Like,
yes, I did. I actually studied music production.
Oh, okay.
I have a bachelor's degree in music production, so fancy.
Okay, so you can master Okkie's gabber now.
Yeah, it's like I feel so ashamed right now. Like, listen to all my shit.
No, it's cool. But yeah, I did that like 3 years earlier or something, while attending the gathering each year and seeing new stuff.
And did you ever participate at the gathering music compo?
I did, yeah. So this was like, I think 2012 was my first year actually doing creative stuff, in the scene, so to speak, at the gathering. So yeah, seeing Ferris work on this stuff and yeah, seeing the whole thing just got me hooked. And,
so you ended up joining Logicoma and I guess doing music for them and stuff.
Yeah. So continue.
So where did you release Almost Infinite? Can you tell us a little bit about the work process there? How did you end up getting involved, and how was it like watching it at the party and stuff like that?
Yeah, so this was s02e08 last year, not the one. 2016. It must 17. It must 16. Yeah, 16. So yeah, fairly new. Basically, I just took a week off before this party, and Jake also did that, or Ferris also did that. So we sat down, worked on this stuff for a week. He had started the soundtrack. I loved it and wanted to contribute. So yeah, this just happened, and he and Ferris and Hoffman already started making stuff, right, and releasing at Tursak the year before, and all that stuff. And so yeah, it just sort of happened. If that's I mean, I've been friends with Ferris for a long time, and
so
got invited to.
You were absorbed by Ferris.
Yeah. Kind of. The vacuum that is
I was going to
Ferris.
say that this demo seems to have a lot of influences from conspiracy, from chaos theory, like all the objects, and a bit of part of the beginning of the soundtrack also seems a bit similar to that.
Yeah,
but
I don't think the soundtrack was inspired that much, but we did watch a lot of chaos theory during that week. So some bits and pieces are, of course, inspired from there. Also from various other stuff. Like we used to like just watch Vimeo playlists for hours and just absorb visual stuff, which is VFX stuff and like not real-time stuff. But yeah, it's inspired by a lot of that stuff.
Jay was asking on the chat, how do you find inspiration for the ideas and the concepts of the demo?
Well, I'm not really the correct person to answer that, actually.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the process. I mean, I guess Ferris pretty much leads that demo making process, but I guess you can explain to us a little bit of how do you work together? How does it flow? How do you get several people working on the same project? Like, he comes up with the idea, asks you for something, or do you bounce ideas? How do you...
We totally bounce ideas. We have a Slack that one of our channels is just it's called Inspiration, and we just post stuff there and get inspired from that and make stuff, basically. And we make a lot of stuff that never gets used, and that's just sitting there, picking and choosing from different pieces that we collect over time, basically.
But like different effects or different sounds, or
it could be anything. Could be a Spotify album. It could be a pencil drawing that someone saw on the subway once. Like it's anything, right? So I'm not really sure how to answer that better, because that's our process, right? We just make stuff and hopefully make it look cool after. Or Ferris makes stuff and we give pointers, hopefully.
Yeah, in my experience, you usually need to have someone leading the process a little bit, and other people give ideas, and then you go back and forth, but there needs to be at least one person really pushing it forward, so it actually gets done in time. And
you always need a director for any kind of project, so that's important. And also having someone that you actually trust like professionally, kind of. You know their skills and their skill set and know what they're capable of doing. That helps a lot. Just eliminates one factor, like the uncertainty factor, if that's a word. And yeah, it helps a lot. And yeah, we just do stuff like this, and I don't know what more to say.
What's the difference between your first demo and this one, Elysian? Was the work process the same, or how did it differ?
So the work process, like in between these two projects, a lot of stuff happened. Jake developed his tool a lot. The rendering got way prettier, as you can see. And also, we had a set thought process from the beginning. This was going to be mellow. The music was gonna be future garage, like down tempo, chill stuff, not the banging drum and bass stuff from the first one. So already there, a lot of like creative boundaries are set, kind of. So you have something to work from. And then it's just the same process. Just make a lot of stuff, post a lot of previews, give a lot of thumbs up or thumbs down, and that's how it is.
And then you did Engage, which was at Revision. Did you attended Revision, right?
I did, yeah. It was my first Revision as well.
How was it like at Revision? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, a lot. It was massive, though. You can't compare it to like anything else, I think, and I can't compare it to any of the other parties I've been to. So, but yeah, it's massive. It reminded me kind of a convention more than a party, just in the way that everything was set up and stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely a good experience. Yep. So yeah, we made this for that, and yeah, the process here was kind of, it was slightly different. We didn't have as much time before the party to work together. That is, we worked separately. But yeah, what more to say?
I don't know, people on the chat, what questions do you have for Wobble and Logicoma, and what kind of sounds do you usually do, Wobble?
I do a lot of different stuff. I tried professionally to make TV music, like music for television, and that forced me to make both dubstep and orchestral stuff and flute-inspired Norwegian music.
Is dubstep still a thing nowadays? Like, they still ask for it?
Well, if you go and ask anyone that doesn't know the genres, then they will say it's dubstep, but of course it's not.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so yeah, I make a lot of different stuff. This was actually the first track I co-produced in Wavesaber, Ferris's 64K synth.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, I did this track with Hoffman. I think it sounds cool, to be honest. There's flaws in every track, of course, but yeah, it did. Really good for that party as well. Fitted nicely, I think. But yeah, do a lot of stuff basically.
So you do for money? You do stuff for television? Is that it? Production?
I used to do that. Yeah, I don't anymore. Right now, I'm a office clerk kind of thing in a logistics company, handling booze and liquor and wine and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're the whiskey supplier now.
You can call me that. Sure.
Okay, people in the chat, do you have any other questions for Wobble? Okkie, actually there was one question for you. Do you use mustache wax?
I do actually, yeah. Not at the moment, but kind of mustache wax. I like to just curl it up, especially for the Sundays when you go to the park. It's nice.
Okay, so I guess Wobble, follow-up question, do you use beard wax?
I don't use wax, I use oil, but yeah.
Okay, close enough.
I have a quick question for Wobble actually, if I can. So how is it working with Hoffman? Because he's a veteran, like a music veteran. Like how is it
really
working with him?
It really goes to show he's a really skilled guy. Like he's a really good DJ, he's a really good producer. He comes up with stuff really quickly, and yeah, it's a pleasure working with him, and it's a reason we're still in the same group. I think. I think it goes both ways.
Killed it. That's
But yeah.
Someone in the chat is asking who designed the Logicoma logo.
I don't know the name because there's some Japanese guy that made this TV series called Ghost in the Shell, and there's a robot in there called Logicoma, and this is his eye. So I don't know. But
I really wonder if you're gonna get any trademark requests over that at some point, because they're pretty known, the Tachikomas and the Logicomas. So. But yeah, I guess
looked into that actually. I hope not. It's obsolete soon. So yeah, we're fine.
Very well. You're fine.
I also saw that DasCon Music asked me a question. Actually, this is one of the oldest pieces. Yeah, DasCon. It actually was. So I was in this group earlier called Bypass Bandits. We were 3 producers from Oslo. And we made a track similar to the one I entered in the Evoke compo, and I just found that in my Dropbox, and it never got viewed before or listened to before, so I did it kind of my own and submitted that. So yeah. Did
you rework it a little bit for the release?
Yeah,
now,
I did.
Or?
I made it kind of 2017.
Okay.
But not as much as I would.
Yeah, Alcom was asking us was asking you to show us your tattoo. I was telling him you already did earlier on, that he arrived too late.
It's right here. There.
Okay, do you want to say anything about this Commodore demo? How was it like working for another platform? with its restrictions and stuff.
Yeah, again, I didn't do really a lot with that. I did a logo and that's it.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as I know, Jake loved working on that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I know.
Okay, so let's move on to our final guest, which is Soundy. So hello, Soundy. How are you doing?
Hi guys. Great, thank you.
So I'm gonna start playing the first demo, which is Animotion by Phenomena, and you told me earlier on that this was one of the demos that really made you want to get into the scene. Is this correct?
Yeah, definitely. This is one of them. I mean, I was playing music at that time and just listening to that beautiful music. I was like, wait, you're doing that on a computer? What the hell? And so it was a friend of mine at school that showed me, so do you know Noise Tracker? No, I don't know it, so I have to show it to you. And so I started tracking a Noise Tracker at his place, and then I purchased an Amiga, even though I was doing music for an Atari ST group actually, but well, couldn't compete with the Noise Tracker.
At around what year was this?
Oh gosh.
Early 90s, I guess.
1990.
Okay.
1991 maximum.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I'm the old guy here.
I love it. I love it. Okay, 1990, before Wobble was born.
Almost.
I was joking. I'm sorry.
That turned out pretty bad.
The code by Slipknot was just awesome. The music was just beautiful, and then you have those, animation, calculated ray trace animations, but no one had ever seen it before. And you're like seeing it on the TV, and oh my gosh, it's fluid, it's so beautiful. You have a lot of colors, and it doesn't look great. Sorry, and yeah, I was pretty impressed by the ability of these guys to do such beautiful things.
So what groups did you first join? You said it was an Atari group?
Yes, MCS, which was a cracking group actually. They asked me to do some music for them, and joining what was called copy parties first, not even coding parties, but it was called copy parties. I remember, checking if the police was coming, and we ended up doing a copy party on a boat. So that we could
on a boat? How the hell did you have power in the boat, like to copy the floppies? Like,
I guess with the engine, we had. So it was a boat on a river, and yeah, that kind of crazy things in French Brittany. With huge electromagnets to erase the disk if someone arrived and stuff like that. Running around the tables with the big magnet so that the police doesn't get your computer and disk. And yeah, it was much fun. And then one of those parties I met the guy that had an Amiga actually. I never fun of him, so that was fine from NGC, and he just amazed me with the Amiga, and so I want to learn, and so I learned NGC.
So what was your first group on the Amiga? Was NGC?
NGC.
Okay, so I'm gonna play one of the NGC demos called The Animatunes. So what can you tell us about this demo?
This demo is a demo that is two-part demo. The first one is only cartoons. It's in French. I can do the translation if you want. So it's just great animations made by Yolan. And then there's something that is more like a classical track on the second part. I did the music with Ashes, which is a great composer that is not very famous in the scene. It was an old one that played the scene later. What you're hearing is not good. So
yeah, I'm skipping a bit to after the loading part.
It's more on the fun part. Maybe it can ring a bell to Pooh Brain guys, but yeah, the Deliriums, we just loved it. Having that kind of stuff also, and then with more serious part, Amiga-like. That was
okay. This is awesome.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this one before.
Yes, I had a lot of alcohol and women in my life, this is what it said, and I missed all of my suicides. And so this is just the story of a loser. And my life ended like anyone. And this is beautiful animation. Getting good and then Yolan was selected for that kind of thing. And so this is the end of the first part, actually.
Okay. So how I don't know what to ask first. There's so many questions. First, where does the idea come from to make like an animation demo? Like he already drew. And secondly, how did you end up making music for them? Were they your friends? Or how did you meet the people from the group?
School mainly. So we had a big swapper in West France, and I happened to be the same class as he was. So he kind of took me and said, "Oh, you can do music? Yes." So okay, I have something for you. You have to test it. And so yes, he brought me to those parties I was talking to you about, so those copy parties, and I met some coders, and then I was just like so astonished by what they could do. I just said, okay, I have to learn. You have to tell me, guys. I never left, actually.
So, and you didn't program at this point. But nowadays you do know how to program, so where did you make the transition?
I did program at that time. Look, I started to program when I was like 12 because there were some C64s in the supermarket next to my house. So I was going to those supermarkets and coded all day long at the supermarket, and the guys knew me very well. But just doing some typing basic and doing melodies with basic instructions. And the guys, the NGC coders were so talented. I was just convinced I was just not good enough to code. So I just stick to my job as a musician and say, look, I will just remain a musician. But I always have, actually, and it's been my job. So
okay.
As a video game.
Okay, so let's play another intro from yours. This is Vade, also from NGC. On 93,
yeah,
so
the intro.
the intro.
That's it.
So what can you tell us about this?
It was earlier, kind of our first tries. Effects. We had some music. We just put it together. I think this was our second production. Well. Some good ideas, some things that are very wrong. I don't know what to say about this one.
No, the colors are good. At least you don't use all of the colors that exist. You select them a little bit, so it's better than the Dutch color scheme. Daskion is mentioning on the chat that you're a bit low. I don't know if you can
try harder. You know, because everybody's sleeping. As I said, I'm an old one. I have 2 kids.
Okay, I guess
my 15 years anniversary of wedding.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 2 days ago, and yeah. So but the music is a bit annoying, but some effects such as this one were very interesting for an OCS demo at that time, and we were definitely totally unknown. So I'm not proud to issue that demo actually.
Yeah, but it looks very clean, which is a thing with well, I was gonna say French demos, but not really only French. But there were a lot on the early 90s. There were a lot of this aesthetics where you have everything very clean. You know what I'm talking about? I guess Lemon really popularized it, or Melon really popularized it.
Yes, Melon at that time. It was even before the Melon era. I would say that the main coder had some graphic skills also, which I guess could help a lot. I mean, he was doing some decent works on the Paint. But yes, on that French era, we had some beautiful artists such as Maid, Anthony, and so on. I ended up, by the way, at that time working with men in the video game industry more than 20 years ago. For a company called, what was it, Control Studio, part of Laurie Hills. It doesn't exist anymore. So, you know, in the Super Nintendo era and the very, very first PC games, the 90s, the color ones at least. Yeah, so, I cannot tell you why it happened in France or somewhere else. Because there was a lot of good productions also. I mean, the northern countries were totally dominating the scene.
Yeah. So I guess shall we watch another demo? Like You seem like to skip a period from the early 90s until the late 2000s. So were you like retired from the demo scene, or?
No, I started working as a programmer in the video games industry, and I mean, when I came back home, I just wanted to play my instruments or do something else. But I was totally happy with what I was doing at work, so I didn't feel any need to do the same thing on demo making. You know, I just wanted to get my head out of computers because you know, especially at that time, you had to work 20 hours a day, so you need to get some time to sleep. And it was just a crazy era.
Yeah, so just real life taking time away.
Exactly. And in 2006, I left Ubisoft right after finishing Rayman Origins, and so I stopped coding at that time professionally, and I stopped for like 2 years, and then they started to itch me, and I definitely needed to do something. And at that time, I guess it was Ramon from Desire that was pretty active, trying to get people, old guys, getting back to the scene, and he kind of pushed me. And then I met Dascon, and I took back contact with Maid as an old colleague, I would say first. And we did the 68,000 Reasons that you showed recently, I guess in the last Demoscene Theater. And also what I wanted to do is, as you know, there were all of that web HTML5 fashion and new shaders and everything, and I knew nothing about all of that. I was the old coder fashion, so I go, okay, I'm going to learn HTML, I'm going to learn JavaScript, I'm going to learn the latest shader stuff, and I'm going to, what could I do? Oh, let's make a demo. And that was my self-tutorial, actually.
Okay. So we're going to play one of your newest demos now. It's called Nautil. So what can you tell us about Nautil?
Nautil, I like this demo, and at the same time it's a failure because I couldn't get much people with me on that, so it's almost a one-man demo. I have a logo by Maid and all the rest, so I did the music and the code. So I'm very happy with that FX, for example. So it was... Yeah, it was time was I was wondering, okay, what can I do with remarching? You know, everybody doing remarching. I said, okay, maybe I should try remarching too. So it ended up with Nautil and that theme around water.
Hold on a second, this seems to be out of sync. Let me try to fix this. Okay, now it's on sync. Okay. Sorry, please go on.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, it started with the music. Actually, I was in vacation. There was a piano, and I did that very, very simple thing. And I remember my wife was watching something. You had beautiful waves on the screen, some TV show, and I was like, and it started this way, like solo stuff.
You did both the music and the code for this one?
Yes, correct. Yes. Yes,
okay.
Yes, I did. It's really it's something I had in my mind, and I had to put it out actually. So I often say that I'm not a real coder. I'm initially a musician, and then coding is cool because you can earn money, and it helps us.
Did you really get like burned out from working for the game development industry? Was that why you quit, or did you just decided to try something else?
And I've always loved demos and always looked at demos and so on. It's just that the people around me and myself were just exhausted and couldn't, you know, take that away. You're totally eaten, absorbed by your game actually. It's pretty complicated, and then you know, you have a family and so on, so you cannot have.
I heard a lot of stories from people who work for the game development scene, let's call it that, where they really, you know, have very strict deadlines. It's always crunch time. It really can eat the soul out of you. Like, you like doing stuff, but at the same time it's very demanding, and it can become soul crushing, and you really start hating programming at all just because you're so fed up with all the pressure of doing stuff. So, did you feel something like this, or is it just?
I was not a demo programmer before. I was not a demo programmer. I started as a coder recently with those JavaScript demos, and recently more on the Amiga. Finally, but. Yeah, at some point you just need to do something else, yes, and be with your friends, and yes, just unplug from the computer for a few hours.
Okay, so now you've been doing stuff again. You seem to focus a little bit on the old school part. Is that intentional, or you're just exploring stuff? This one is actually not that focused on old school. It's more about remarching effects.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is a little silly in that regard. I apologize. Snid on the chat asks if that was a sperm cell or a squid back there. So that's a much more valid question. So feel free to answer to that one instead.
It's just something. You look. No, it was supposed to be, I guess. Yes, a squid.
It's abstract.
It's a sea creature. Yes, it's a sea creature. It's just something that.
It can be whatever you imagine.
That's right. That's the best I can do.
Okay, now we are watching Blast from the Past by Lemon and the Deadliners, and this is actually for the Amiga, right? So how was it like to go back and do stuff for the Amiga after all these years?
I mean, it was. I wanted to do something on the Amiga as a coder. Now that I know that I can code, at least Symbol 6, and so I started, coding on the Amiga and doing first stuff such as this one, and then Dascon made a short demo with Lemon, and said, maybe Dan would be interested, and Dan and Facet also said, would you be interested? I was like, yes, of course, doing a demo with my heroes, and it's just like doing a gig with the Pink Floyd on stage. So
yeah.
I said, yes, of course, let's do it. And Oriens joined too, and yes, we did that thing. It's been pretty painful. I mean, the demo was not working 10 minutes before deadline on the compo machine. This was my first Amiga demo, so I was pretty stressed actually.
Was it your engine, or I thought it would use the engine from Dan of Lemon or
No,
Paranoid?
It's mine.
Okay.
It's mine. But I did the whole. So of course the most of some effects are not mine. So this one is Dan's corner, and one after is also Dan's, and the Oriens did the 3D things that come after, and I did the rest, the full environment. It's from what I did. I had much more free time, I guess. So I spent much more.
Okay. Alcom is saying that a cool point of these old school demos is that they have actual graphics in it, which you don't really see that much in nowadays demos. Nowadays you don't have like that. Stop everything. Here's a 2D image for a few seconds.
Yeah. This is something we did also in 68K Reasons. Just like, it was. I want just to show a picture and nothing else. So that was a reason also before, is that you use that time to pre-calculate the next effects, which happens pretty often. But yeah. So yeah.
And nowadays you don't really have to pre-calc stuff. Nowadays you pre-calc everything right away, so you don't have to worry about those things.
Yeah, but you have RAM, you have a lot of things. It's even more complicated today because it's you can do a track mode if you want to store a lot of pre-calculated data. You don't load it in memory as it goes. But then people that have a hard disk won't be happy, so you try to do one file that still goes on with the OCS. So get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Alchem is saying that nowadays PC demos at least have just a loading bar at the launch, and it's just load everything. You have 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can store the whole demo there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I love these demos. Deadliners is just a three people group, and all doing stuff for other groups. Well, no, I'm the only one that is not involved into any other group. No one ever asked anyway.
Well, weren't you in Desire? Weren't you saying that Raymond of Desire was bringing you back to the
active? He pushed me to do something, but he didn't manage to get me put to Desire.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ramon.
I hope you have greetings to Desire at least in your demos.
Yeah, of course. I think they're doing great stuff. Yeah. There's some greetings to Desire, but I'm not an official member. Kind of. Anyway.
Ramon will probably want to fix that. So, anyone has any questions for any of our guests? Feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, we will jump into the default playlist, and I guess we should watch some demos from more recent ones. Let me take a look and see. Well, we already saw some stuff from Evoke. I guess we can play some more Evoke stuff. This one I haven't actually seen before. Broken by Quadtrip, which is for the Commodore 64. It looks pretty good.
The music is amazing in this. That's absolutely.
I'm sorry. So what are your plans, guys? Like, what is your next demo party? What are you working on?
So I just finished a music entry. No, not a music entry. A music for a demo, actually, that the Elude is submitting to River Wash this weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's
Which platform? Which platform?
PC.
Can you say the platform?
PC. But yeah, that's the only thing I've been doing recently.
What about you, okkie?
I'm not doing a lot at this point. It's been this again, real life and work is very busy, so I don't know if there's a lot of parties in my future for this year. Maybe Deadline I'm trying to make, and then I hopefully bring something for their music compo, because I've been trying to really make time to make music again. Because it's that when you get older and when life gets in the way, it's harder to make time for that. So, but yeah, and else then I'll be ready for next year. And there's big things of food in Poo Brain for next year. So maybe for this year even, but for next year especially, because next year is Poo Brain 5-year anniversary. So that's going to be quite big.
Okay.
He's now hyped and everybody now hates me for that.
What about you, Soundy? What are you planning? Are you attending any demo parties? Or doing any productions?
Revision hopefully, and I cannot confirm or deny that I'm working on some more serious stuff on Amiga. Yes.
Were you at Revision last year? Were you at Revision last year, Soundy?
Yeah, sure. To deliver Blast from the Past, actually.
Okay. I thought it was like remote.
It was really finished 10 minutes before the deadline.
Okay. So now you have experience from there with their Amiga, so you know what to avoid to not have any last-minute issues. You hope.
Well, hopefully, but I guess I'm gonna discover some new pitfalls. It takes more than a year to master the beasts.
Do you prefer working for Amiga or for PC JavaScript?
Oh, Amiga definitely, but I mean, this is I've been fed with Amiga during my childhood and well, more teenager years. But yeah, it's more. I would say that tricks are more rewarded than with pure shader stuff. And yeah, this is my taste, and I love to code that assembler and doing those things. But I will get back to shaders too.
Okay.
The year after.
I'm out of questions. Does anyone want to talk about any topic in specific? Okay, you wanted to talk about newcomers and how the scene is dead.
Yeah, at first I want to say that Soundy, it was awesome to hear your story, because it was like super duper Demoscene, and seeing all that older French stuff, that some stuff that I haven't even seen before, was really, really cool. And I think indeed, like the French had that design on lock even back in the day. It was like really cool looking. I just wanted to say that it was really fun to watch. But yeah, I want to say like people always keep saying like the scene is dead and the scene is dying and it's changing. And I have the feeling these last few years, and especially after Evoke as well, it's like a bunch of really good compos at Evoke, that the scene has never been more alive, and there's a really big group of newcomers actually in the scene, people that keep it alive, and I think it's really awesome. It's guys like it's like Cool Brain, but like Logicoma as well, like guys like Wobble here is saying like, yeah, I've only been a Demoscener so for a few years, and he's now here like making cool stuff. I'm really enjoying that, because I've been doing this for like nearly 25 years at this point, and I feel like it's awesome that it's still there, and it's awesome it's actually really vibrant at this point. And yeah, that's cool. I think it's really cool. I think we should really be kind of thankful for that as well, I guess.
Yeah, there's always been a lot of shit like Demoscene is dead, but I mean, the number of demo parties is pretty much the same. The number of entries is pretty much the same. So I don't know what the hell people are talking about.
Exactly, like it's been really cool.
Even the retro computing stuff, like there was a decrease on Commodore stuff, and now it increased, and especially the quality. And say you see the same stuff happening to the Amiga, you see the same stuff happening to the Spectrum. There's always, it fluctuates, but I don't think it's dying anytime soon. So if you're expecting the demo scene to die so you can do something else, I think you better think twice. Because you're gonna be shit out of luck.
You better think twice, PSS. No, but I think it's really cool to see it indeed, like on older platforms. It's like also like the sceners coming back, like having time again, kids getting older, and then coming back and seeing like, oh, this still exists. Let's go make some more stuff. I'm really enjoying that happen as well. But yeah, it's been a really good. I think it's been a good time the last few years of like a lot of stuff, new people, older people coming back, people that have been there for the whole time still making cool stuff.
Black is saying that 17 years ago the C64 demo compo was the time to go outside and smoke, drink and grill. Yeah, because you just cared about the PC compo. No Signal Input is asking me to play Gaspot's sock video from Evoke. Yes, I can play that. Let me try to find it. That was a pretty cool entry. I think that sock animations are not explored well enough yet. I think this is an upcoming platform that we should explore better in the demo scene. So I'll gladly contribute to that. Let's see if I can find. Here it is. I found it. Copying the link. It's here. Play. Okay. So this is something that Gaspot did at Evoke.
Yeah, that was fun.
This is fun. And absolutely shout out to Gaspot. It was good to see him at Evoke. It was very.
I didn't meet him. I didn't get to meet him. Like, there were so many people I wanted to talk with at Evoke that I ended up not having time. Like, I saw Hellfire and Fuzzle and I didn't have time to say even hello to them. I saw Gandhi, I didn't have time to say hello to him. I was supposed to talk with Virgil, I saw him around, but I didn't, you know, say hi. So so many people I wanted to talk with, and it's so many people, so little time.
It's getting there. Has been in my head, as Gaspot was saying, this song will haunt you, as it was haunting him at that point.
I bet.
Is it 20?
Yay! Oh, no Signal Input says that he was sitting across the table from me. You were? I thought it was the fuel guys that were in front of me. So you were one of the fuel guys? Hello JCO, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, we have to play the new JCO demo as well, because that one was pretty important. It's not as important as No Kevin, of course, but it's equally high on the what the fuck value, and that's something that it's important to maintain. Let me try to load it up.
It fits in my like feeling of the demo scene is where you just have a lot of fun with your friends and you make weird shit and you barely laugh about it.
This one that's playing right now is actually a 4K from Evoke. Those Who Leave by Cultists and Punk and Unix.
Yeah, the 4K compo at Evoke was insane. It was like really
awesome.
long.
Yeah.
And basically all really good entries, and there were some people there that were doing firsties in there, and it was really showing that we need like 4K, 64K, but 4K especially is like, it's one of the new categories that people just really dive into and explore instead of like, oh, it's a size. Really like, okay, what can I do with this? What can I really make them? It's different, or that's what I want to make, and that's really cool. And I have that same thing that you were just talking about, PS, but like, I've seen this as at Evoke, but I don't really remember it.
Yeah. You need to watch it again when you come home, yeah. Some people are complaining that the volume was too loud during the 4K, especially because, you know, music in 4K is hard to measure the level, so at some point it was starting to fuck up. But for me it was fine, I mean... but I had headphones, so my headphones really helped. I was up at the desk, so maybe that's why I didn't notice the volume as other people did. I don't know, you guys were down there. Did you suffer?
Yeah, it was quite loud, but it didn't bother me. But during the comp, but then again, I said I was like a little bit sozzled, as you are at an old party at that time. But no, it wasn't like specifically very loud, I think, but yeah, I think it was loud though.
I don't remember.
But mostly, oh yeah, this is
So this is Spider King by Space Pigs.
I've been now starting to use these demos to explain to my friends that don't know what a demo scene is. What's a demo scene? Just show them this. Like, this
yeah, that's really gonna help.
And then don't say anything else. Just show this, like, this is it. And they go like, what is happening?
Oh yeah, I want to say something to Jai of the Portuguese demo scene. When we were coming back, I was telling them that there was quite a long list of demos about food stuff, and there was one about kebab, and I couldn't remember the name. I remember the name meanwhile. It's Turkish Delight. So you need to check that demo. It's also very important, and I think it's one of the same coders who participated on this. So
it is. Yeah, is it under Chief Rockers or is it under Spectrum? But it's...
I think it's Spectrum, yeah.
I think it's all Mumak and Parallax, guys.
Yeah, Turkish Delight is a very important demo to
It's very
watch.
good. It's very good.
I'm gonna paste it right here. This is the link to Turkish Delight, so go check it out. After you watch Kim spread his cheese, of course. With the power of science.
It is atomic in nature.
This is just... JCO is really exploring the what the fuckness in the demo scene. And I think it's really starting to piss off a lot of people, which is cool. Well, we did a show a couple shows back with Org of Titan, and he was asking us what we felt about the Titan, about the No Kevin demo. And we had a whole discussion of how, you know, it's important to have some what the fuck demos as well. And he was making the argument that, yeah, I guess it's fun, but if you get like placed after that demo, you make a very serious demo, and this one places ahead of you, it's a bit like you want to break something.
Every demo party needs a comic relief, I think, and this is a great way to include that. So.
And it's always about crowd pleasing as well. Like if you end after a joke demo, then the joke demo is doing something right. Like it's
Yeah.
In the end, it's all a crowd of people watching and voting.
Spiders and pirates and North Korea. And beer.
I love that flip of like, I'm actually a pirate. Like, okay, this is happening. Sure.
Of course
Go
you're
with
actually
flow.
a pirate.
Ein Bier. Johann, ein
Johann.
Bier.
Arr.
I love the little pendants going on, going, are you a pirate? Can I touch you? You're a pirate. Oh, you're not. Are you?
Is this a documentary?
Yeah, this is all. This all really happened.
Yeah.
This is how the world is going to end.
The future right here.
The Plek is saying that he threw his mouse at the brick wall after ranking 4th in 2014. Yeah, that sometimes happens. I never threw a mouse over losing a combo, but I mean, getting 2nd place against Rob is yachting. That was a pretty.
that is just.
That was a pretty low standards for me, but I mean, I don't have any recollection of being mad, so I guess I was okay with it. And he's also asking what's the name of that Yuri Gagarin USSR demo again. I don't remember any Yuri Gagarin USSR
demo. That's a great demo. They use the soundtrack is this 80s Russian music. It's blank.
I don't remember.
Something about space. It's something about space. Something about space. That's clear enough.
Space is important. This was actually a 64K that we're watching right now. Was made by Barrow, and it was actually pretty trippy. I really like how Barrow is evolving his style.
I'm not gonna look at the demo. I think it was a demo at Chaos Construction. I'm gonna look at the demo.
Okay. I want to play some stuff from Chaos Constructions as well today, but I think I still have to play at least Gary Glitter, because it's Hardy's best 4K yet, and it's pretty damn cool. And I think after that we will play some of the Chaos Construction stuff, and then we will call it a night.
Yeah, I love about Hardy is like, Hardy just does what he does, and every time he makes something, it's just in his progress to what he's done before, and he's just getting more and more like unlock on his style, and like and has really good musicians like Virtual before, but Dascon now like just makes it really solid, and I just love seeing Hardy 4Ks in compos. The pure form demo.
I was getting a bit tired of his older style. It always seemed like to be the same effect. I mean, the same kind of rendering. Always a tunnel, always a thing in the middle, reflections, always the same kind of thing. But this one really was a lot more interesting. Yeah, Gary Glitter. Which will be play next. Right after the 64K ends. Meanwhile, if anyone has any questions for any of our guests, feel free to ask. This is the perfect opportunity to do so. Yes, I'm on TPOLM. Plek, what was the question? Oh, is it? I'm complaining about tunnels. Yeah, you're right. I apologize. That was I misspoke. I didn't want to complain about tunnels. I wanted to say that Hardy's tunnels look too much the same, but then again, the TPOLM tunnels also always look pretty much the same. So yeah, I think I should shut up now. Yeah, but I really like this intro, and I've never seen Barrow do like psychedelic kind of visuals before, so it did really look pretty well. I think he did a good job.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I actually remember from the 64K compo. So.
Did it give you a seizure?
It definitely set an impression. So.
Okay, now getting glitter. With all the colors of the rainbow.
YouTube kills this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything with too many lines or dots always gets raped by encoders. So yeah, everyone, please do download and check it on real hardware, like you should. Remina is saying that it's pretty universal that tunnels look pretty much the same. Yeah, they look like tunnels, but I mean, you can change the texture, you can wobble the walls, all kinds of things. Hey Evil, how's it going?
I think Daskan can say if it's not true, but I believe it's his first 4K music, which is quite a good achievement for a first D.
Yeah.
Very much.
At least tunnels don't look like ribbons. I mean, if you're looking from the outside of the tunnel, it kind of looks like a ribbon. I remember there was this demo from Purple, I believe, or Free State. Yeah, Free State. That was like a tunnel effect with a lot of particles in the middle, and then the camera would come out of the tunnel and you would see how the actual tunnel is with all the ribbons around it and stuff, which was pretty cool.
Trepan did it once, where they, I think it was in Bull by Trepan, it's a demo, where they had like a tunnel, and you fly through the tunnel, and it's flying back, and it flies backward, and it flies out, and it's actually a vertebrae. So it's a flying back. Oh.
And this is a demo for the Casio FX98 something.
Wow.
Which I believe is from Chaos Constructions.
So guys, I'm sorry I have to leave you for tonight. It was really fun discussing with you. Hopefully I can see you soon in parties.
Thank you for joining us, Soundy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Likewise. It
Well,
was a
guys.
pleasure.
We will be ending the stream soon as well, but let's see at least 2 more demos from Chaos Constructions. This one and one more.
I can't for the life of me find that Russian demo, but it was a great, like, Yuri Gagarin style sci-fi 60s sci-fi Russian demo. But I forgot what it was called and where it is.
Plek has one question for you, okkie, which he is still typing.
Oh, don't make it too personal, Plek.
Alcoma says that he just wants a hug. He's asking, drink this fall, so I guess he wants to drink with you.
We should, definitely. Is this a demo for the Texas Instruments calculator?
For Casio, apparently.
Okay, so this is pretty good.
Damn Russians.
So lo-fi platforms.
Does the Casio have a sound chip?
I don't know. It might be external sound, but I will check. See what the info file says.
It sounds legit enough for something that a calculator would have, I guess.
You know, the music is inside the demo, so I guess it is from the Casio.
Cool.
Casio FX 98060G and compatible models.
Whatever those may be. This is awesome, though.
It is.
Actually, if you check the files in the archive, there is the MP3 there. So I don't know if it's just played outside or if it's. So I don't know. I don't know. To be left a mystery.
I was super annoyed I can't remember that Russian demo because it was so good.
Because the sound sounds a bit lo-fi, so I figured
It does, yeah.
it should be from the calculator, but... Oh, smiley face. And it sends greetings to you. Plek is saying if you mean 1961 by Storm Studios or the Super Demo.
Yes. I
Yes,
think
to the
that was
first-
it indeed.
1961.
I think. Thank you, Plek. I think that's the one, Storm Studios.
It's for the Macintosh.
Yes.
I guess I can play it.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
But let's
That's
play
an amazing
let's
demo.
play a Macintosh demo.
Yeah.
Because we can. We're getting completely sidetracked. Okay, so this is 1961 by Storm Studios from Chaos Constructions 2011.
True it. I couldn't find it. Thank you. Well, the music was made by like in the 80s. It's just all kinds of awesome. And I actually bought on it. Like I need to have this. YouTube seems to have died though. Is it only for me? Is it playing?
Yeah, it's playing. If it's too high quality for you, 1080p experience.
Whoa.
That looks pretty good, actually.
Oh shit! I can something.
There we go.
So this is what the Demoscene is. You make homages to space race.
Старт космической многоступенчатой ракеты прошел успешно. Пилотом является летчик Гагарин Юрий Алексеевич.
So I can tell you, Plek, that the music is by Yanis Lucens of Zodiac.
It seems to be for me, but I assume it's working for you guys. It's an amazing demo.
It is, yeah.
You see all the constellations. So the guitar reminds me of ASD, actually. I don't know where you can download it, Plek, but try the zip.
No, you can buy the album. It's the guy released an album. It's from the 80s. It's incredible.
Okay, back to the present, and to close up our show for today, we have one last demo. It's called Over Relaxed Demo by Chaos Constructions. It got first place on the Spectrum compo.
Ah.
It's multicolor demo, so for the Pentagon and stuff. Superstars in the house. This is by the Siberian crew, because they're all from Siberia.
We found photos, I think Industrial Pope found photos on demoparty.net of a Siberian demo party. And he was like, we should totally go. It was like a party tent somewhere in Siberia with a bunch of guys with spectrums and micro spectrums. Like, that looks amazing. It's a party you want to go to, like, in Siberia.
Yeah, they have this tendency to have a lot of forest parties in Russian.
Yeah.
They only take their tent and their entries, you know, and
they were like in the rain under a party tent with a spectrum watching demos. It was incredible.
Yeah, they're hardcore. And they discuss how the spectrum scenes should be subdivided.
It's a question. It's a question for the ages.
Yeah.
This is a cool demo, though.
Yep. Black is saying that at a certain company back in 2004-2005, we had an idea to send lazy coders to Siberia for a mandatory Atari 2600 programming camp. That sounds legit.
That would have been a ZX camp in the end. I think I know which company that is as well. It'd be good to discipline programmers. You have to work on like all the Spectrum clones first.
Okay, we're coming to the end of the show, so thank you everyone for joining. Thank you Okkie, Wobble and Sounding for being our guests for this week. Thank you guys for showing up on the chat. Thank you also to the Patreon guys that support the show. Punctured, Geoff, Paul, Jan, Jakob Pamulski and El Topo. Thanks a lot for your support. If you guys want to support me as well, continuing doing this, you can go to patreon.com/psenough and do some pledging stuff. So that's it for the show. Bye bye everyone. Take care. See you next time.
Bye.